Journal author's rights. My name is Les Arms. I'm the STEM librarian at UTEP, and I have been for about 8, almost 9 years now. I'm part of the scholarly communication team, and I'm really interested in open access and making research available. By the end of this webinar, you should understand what you can and cannot do under a traditional article publishing agreement, and understand how to modify an agreement to keep more of your rights. So you have a traditional article contract. I would bet a fair amount of money that you don't own the copyright. So what can you do when you don't own the copyright? You're at the mercy of the copyright holders. Yeah, you wrote it, but you signed away the rights to it. It's now fully the property of the publisher. The only things you're allowed to do are what falls under fair use and any rights the publisher gave you or left you with. So under fair use, you can send a copy to an individual who asks for it. You can share it with students if under normal protocols, such as a password protection if online, or if you're handing out paper copies in class. You can submit it to a preprint server, like Archivix, bioRchivix, Authoria. Preprints are before the journal has put their formatting on them, has edited them, has done anything to them. What you cannot do, you cannot put the full version on your personal website, as many professors just keep finding out. You cannot put it in a university or any other sort of repository. Basically, sharing it anything other than direct or password protected is just right out. What can you do when you own the copyright? You can deposit it in an archive, build it into a book chapter, distribute it to your students, post it on your website, publish it again, and pretty much anything else you can think of. Because what you can't do with it, nothing. There's literally nothing you can't do with it that's not already illegal. So how can you keep your copyright? Just a note, most publishers, both open access publishers and traditional publishers, will let you have the copyright if you publish open access. Publishing agreement addendums are for when you're not publishing open access. These are just little changes that you can make with the publishing agreement, or big changes as it may be. There are 3 that are like the most well used. SPARC is the most well known. The University of Michigan has a nice one, as does the Scholars Copyright Addendum Engine. So SPARC offers an excellent, short, sweet, and to the point addendum to keep your rights, and it's available at this link, which here's the information about it. The actual addendum is right here. It's 1 page. All right, it's super easy to use, super short, does not require a lot of information. I am looking for PowerPoint. All right. No. All right, University's addendum works much the same. It's longer than SPARC's addendum, and it covers most of the same content and rights. But they also have a few other addendums for other situations. Like, here's their copyright for journal articles here's your addendum for keeping your copyright for a journal article, which I will show to you. It's 3 pages long, but it's still pretty easy to use. It just requires a little bit more information. But they've also got one for keeping copyrights for a book, both online and print, for when it's a book in a series, for transferring your copyright, they have a lot of useful addendums. All right. Scholar's Copyright Addendum Engine is created by creativecommons.org. It lets you generate an addendum with one of four sets of permissions that you want the journal to have. Theirs is really easy to use. You just fill out your title, the journal you're publishing it, authors, publisher, and then your agreement type. Now scroll back up here for the four types of agreements. Access and reuse is very similar to the SPARC agreement. And then there's immediate and delayed access. These are for getting the right to publish a version. It says in an online site that does not charge access for its use. So a repository or a preprint server. And then for the MIT agreement, you retain a few more rights. You can deposit it into repository, continue using it for your academic work. And there's more information about the MIT specific one from the MIT libraries. All right, so how do you use them? You just fill out the addendum and return it with the publishing agreement. Now, some of the addendums recommend that you include a particular legal phrase on your publishing agreement. Not all of them say that. Now, reactions. If you include the addendum and decide that you want to keep your copyright, there are journals that will decide not to publish your article. So you need to decide if it's more important to retain this control over your work or if it's more important to publish in that particular journal. No one can make that decision for you. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at laarms@utep.edu. And for more information or to see our other workshops, those are available at libguides.utep.edu/scworkshops. Thank you.